Well, we're going to do this one way or the other, live from St. Louis and the Murder Mall, St. Louis Mills. Steve Olivas coming to you, faceless and imageless. The camera is not syncing up with my software at the moment, and I'm not sure why, but the only way to reboot the computer is to go through an entire update, and that could take 20 minutes if Windows has been, Windows has been any indication of how the future is going to go. But welcome. We are starting off the year dark, but that's okay. You still have me to keep you company, and the Olivas Fireside Chat is going to be in full force. The St. Louis Blues are the opponent to start the year, and the Blues look like, just staring across the ice at the kids there on the ice, the junior Preds are probably in a prayer circle in the locker room because they saw the size of the competition. Tell you what, when Connor McDavid signed with the Oilers, it knocked a couple of people. They couldn't afford everybody. So a few of the Oilers had to come down to St. Louis, and somehow or another they got on the 2004 team. A lot of these kids are glad that they're playing on Saturday because they don't have to run their businesses. Some of them work for a major trucking company. They have their Class C licenses, and they do over-the-road stuff. And they're all at home at the same time. I would guess there are 3 or 4 of the St. Louis Blues that outweigh an entire line of the 2004 Junior Preds. They're out of Nashville, the town that puberty forgot. And St. Louis, a lot of these kids went through puberty in the late 80s, back when they hit 15, 16 years old. Junior Preds still not taking the ice. Jordan French probably trying to get them all to run. Well, first they have to jump through a window in the bathroom and then run to the team bus and hightail it back to Tennessee. The good thing about the 04 Junior Preds is most of the kids will fit out the bathroom window. It doesn't matter how big it is, but they can shimmy through, put a little mayonnaise on them, and they'll squirt through just fine. St. Louis, some of the kids in their pads don't even fit through the door to get into the bathroom. We've known most of these kids, or some, well, the kids are a combo now. The St. Louis Blues have decided to go on a nationwide manhunt for the biggest, giantest, meanest kids they could find, and they found them across town at the St. Louis Prospects. The Steve Byron has joined us. I've got another microphone if you want to take the mic, Steve. We have no video. Shaking his head so that the light reflecting off the dome is catching my eye. Here come the Junior Preds. And they're looking across the ice going, oh my God, look at how big those kids are. I'm guessing that there's an ambulance standing by. If there was a team rumble, our entire team would have to take on the Blues one at a time, and we'd probably still lose on the 3rd or 4th kid in. By the next game, we should have video, and you're going to think, wow, the NHLers are practicing. Why are the Junior Preds even on the ice with them? So this game, of course, the slaughter rule, if you're losing by more than 25 at the end of the first minute, you can go home. And that might be the saving grace to keep a lot of these Preds out of the hospital. Junior Preds, now that this is the first game, I'll go through some of the roster changes. The biggest defenseman we had, Cannon Lentz, has left the team, as the parents will know. Some of the ancillary folks may not know. So Lentz is off the team. Taylor Lewis followed him, and he is now on the Thunder, the AAA Thunder. Thunder's had a few kids go through puberty. Junior Preds just stare at testosterone in awe, wondering when it is that they will be able to partake in such a strange brew. I'm frantically searching for our roster because we have some new faces this year that are lovingly known as, well, they're referred to by their city or state that they came from. Here we go, I got them now. They're all with their numbers, and of course we don't have jerseys yet. A lot of the kids are wearing hand-me-down or gimme jerseys from other age years, but Lentz and Lewis are off the team. They're with the Thunder now. I'm fairly certain those are the only subtractions. The additions, well, let me just run down how we refer to the additions. We've got Chicago, Houston, Dallas, Tri-State, and Colorado. Now, here's what I do know. Chicago is Clancy. Tri-State is Hutchinson. Colorado is Ellingson. And then we get into a little bit of a gray area. So we have a LaHaye. He is either Dallas or Houston. I think one of the kids is here with us, so I'm going to call him by the wrong name. I'm just going to refer to him as Dallas. The Dallas kid is a defenseman, and he's with us. The other one is Conanen. Conanen might be the Houston kid, or it could be the Dallas kid. Either way, we've got the rest of the kids returning. Rest of the kids, their task was to go through puberty over the summer, and they said, nay, it shall be a dark night when we enter puberty. I shan't walk through that gate where it says, abandon all hope ye who enter here. Actually, that is the gate above the mall door as we walked in, and it's not just for us. Picture every opulent Mills Mall you have ever seen, board up the windows, add just a sprinkle of despair, and remove all hope. That is the mall that we have here in, I don't know, Hazelwood, I believe is the name of the town. I'm dancing a little bit because two reasons. One, now that we're up on YouTube, I'm not able to play music in the background, or YouTube will remove the video with extreme prejudice because of copyright deals. Who knows? People who write music want to get paid. And the other reason is because we're going through a long warm-up. Let me untangle my mic cord here. Hang on a second. All right, I am freed up and ready to join you. We're ready for some hockey. And the game is going to be close just about until the moment they drop the puck. At least we can rest on our laurels with that one. All right, I'm going to do my best to say which kid is which. The kids that are returning from last year still have their regular jerseys and numbers, and frankly, I know them anyway. We've got, let's see, Tri-State, Colorado, Chicago, and Dallas. We should have 4 new kids, and I'm rather versed in all of them except Dallas. So for the time being, we're going to call Dallas Dallas. Our defensive core collectively weighs 47 pounds. The St. Louis Blues wingers collectively weigh about 205 each, so it's going to be a rather raucous blue line, as there will be a gore-splattered trail of blood in the wake of the wingers flying down the boards. I'm a little rusty, you're a little rusty. The Junior Preds, they've been practicing for what feels like 27 years to get ready for this first game, and so they should be as spry and game shape as they've ever been, and we are getting ready for some hockey. Close your eyes and I will paint a picture, if you will. I will weave a tapestry with my words to try to bring you into the Mills Mall in St. Louis as you can watch aghast as some of our children try to slow down the freight train that the St. Louis Blues have become. 16-minute periods. They wanted to extend the pain as long as they possibly could. Coach Jordan French taking the bench this year. Last year, the coaching was thin, in a word. Jordan French, anything but that. From a coaching standpoint, he is thick. He's got the boys in shape, moving up and down the ice, and he wants to know that everybody is ready to hit and ready to burn, and here we go. The puck is dropped, 16 minutes for period 1, and the Junior Preds shuffle it into the blue zone. Olivas and Simonek are out with Wagner for line number 1. I think that's Wagner. I'm kind of in an unusual spot here. It is. We've got Bice and I believe Gowdy starting the game on D. That's not true. That's Dallas. Bice is with Dallas. I will get a fix on his name before the day is done. All right, St. Louis Blues into the Pred zone. Blues spinning it around behind Matthew Caldwell, who gets the start this morning. Blues with a nice shot. It sails over the crossbar. Far wall, Blues maintaining possession in the zone. Dallas just got smashed. He's not slowing down. Took an elbow to the mush in the far corner. Junior Preds trying to get this thing out of the zone. Blues out to the far D. D-man in on Caldwell. Caldwell makes the stop, loses control of the puck. Junior Preds bring it up the near wall. It goes to the defenseman on the point. Defenseman got left all alone. Dallas stepped right around him, gave him a fair shot. He put it wide. St. Louis with the rebound. Olivas now tries to shuffle it out, gets it to the D-man that moved over to the center of the ice. He put a shot off traffic in front. Wagner out to Olivas. We're going to have control and get it out of the puck. Olivas to Simonek. Simonek loses control of the puck. St. Louis just took it right away from him. Everyone else offer a change. Here we go. Junior Preds, 5 new kids, 10 legs on the ice. Cole Matthews on the near board, got it to Assemacher. Assemacher flipped it up to Garrett Parker. Parker into the blue zone. They take control. Ben Byron is out with them as the other winger. Assemacher up the far wall. St. Louis picked it off again. We're going to call that St. Louis D pairing the Twin Towers. They play for the Houston Rockets in the offseason. For the time being, they're donning skates. You wouldn't think they'd be able to move being that big, but they are. D-to-D pass, St. Louis has possession, just sends it cross ice into the far corner. Junior Pred zone right in front of me. St. Louis now wins the race to the puck. St. Louis mashing kid wearing Cannon Lentz's number. I'm going to guess that's Tri-State. No, that's Colorado. That is Ellingson. Ellingson is on the ice. Who's he with? Ossenmacher, and I believe Garrett Parker is still out there at center. St. Louis controlling the puck in our zone. Just sends it in on Caldwell. Matthews picks it up. Caldwell, nice save off to Matthews. Matthews flipped it up in the air directly to the St. Louis Blues point man who shot it back. St. Louis going for a change. One kid stays on for St. Louis, and the Junior Preds, all 5 of us, can't get it around him. Still deep in our zone. St. Louis has 5 new kids on the ice. Junior Preds sent it out to the far point. St. Louis kicked at it, couldn't get it. It goes all the way back into their zone behind their goalie. St. Louis D-to-D behind their goalie, bringing it up the near wall into the neutral zone. St. Louis now streaking, coming in on, let's see, that's Chicago. That's Clancy. Clancy is out on defense. It is Clancy. Who's he with? Bice. Clancy and Bice are on D. They're struggling in front of Caldwell. Clancy got shoved out of the way. St. Louis knocked it back into the zone. It's behind Caldwell. Bice trying to separate kid from puck. He gets around Bice and Parker. St. Louis can't get it past Cyphers. Cyphers on the dead run. He's going with Gowdy. Gowdy is out on forward, it appears. Cyphers tried to shuffle it to the middle of the ice. They couldn't handle the pass. St. Louis does. Into the neutral zone it goes. Junior Preds flailing at the puck. 2 Blues run into each other. They're laying on the ice. Clancy swings over the top of the puck. He's got to regain control. Sends it. Ow, man, bad pass right to St. Louis. St. Louis has it. They're trying to break out of their zone, coming up the far wall. Into Clancy on the far wall. Clancy, bank pass right to St. Louis. St. Louis in on Caldwell. St. Louis puts it near post. Caldwell had the post. St. Louis runs it behind the net now. Goes to the far point. Point man, near point. My bad. You can't see anyway. Hell, I could tell you anything at this point. St. Louis to the front of the ice, puts it past the net. Caldwell was on it, though. Caldwell is taking shots like he's in the Civil War defending the Alamo. I know I'm mixing my historical facts. It doesn't matter. You probably won't have time to Google it anyway. St. Louis still in control of the puck. They've had the puck for about 93% of the game, and it's been in our zone the whole time. St. Louis can't get it by. Who just railed the kid? I'm not sure who it was, but someone came in. That was Wagner. Wagner with a nice hit. Separates kid from puck. They've still got it in our zone. We can't break it out. Bice comes from behind the net, sends it to the far side. Olivas knocks it into the neutral zone. St. Louis picks it up. Sends it back on. Who is that? That's Dallas? No, that's Clancy. Clancy hasn't gotten off the ice. He's been stuck with Bice on the ice for quite a while now. St. Louis far point just took someone's legs out from under him. That was Gowdy who blocked that shot. St. Louis right in front. Caldwell up to the challenge. St. Louis point blank bang bang off of Caldwell's blocker. St. Louis still in control of the puck. Shoves someone out of the way. That was Simonek. He wasn't even standing there according to the Blues. The Blues have it now near point. Point man steps up. St. Louis is getting tired from all this offense. St. Louis now puts it off some traffic, and it splits the D, goes all the way down the ice. The Junior Preds get 10 new legs on. St. Louis, as per usual, controlling the puck into our zone. Cole Matthews taking on a kid that looks like, oh man, he played a little college football at Notre Dame, and he takes Matthews and puts him into the wall. St. Louis with control. Tarasenko, haven't called his name yet. He's got control of the puck, mostly because I can't see everybody's number. St. Louis right in front. Caldwell has it. Bird dog the whole way. Ben Byron comes away with the puck. Byron to Ossenmacher. Ossenmacher falls from the point, puts it off the goalie's pad. Oh, the rebound was gotten by the Preds. I think that was Matthews. He couldn't hold the puck. It was bouncing on him. He tried to settle it. Matthews still hanging and banging at the blue line. St. Louis gets it out of the zone. Junior Preds on their heels. Matthews into the zone. Sends it across ice to Dallas. Dallas takes a look. Dallas fumbles the puck, tries to get it to Matthews. Can't do it. St. Louis riding him like a show pony. Dallas finally comes out, cross ice to Ossenmacher. Ossenmacher into the neutral zone. St. Louis whacks it back all the way behind Caldwell. Caldwell's one of the most tired kids on the ice. He's got more work than anybody. Into the zone, offsides. Refs calls it. It was a delayed offside. St. Louis had to go back and tag up, and that's one of the only reasons today they'll ever leave our zone. All the way back in. Cole Matthews giving chase. Rams a kid into the wall. Dallas picks up the puck, flips it wildly into the neutral zone. That had no direction, so St. Louis with the loose puck. St. Louis a little trouble handling the puck on the Junior Preds swarming. St. Louis I don't know what verb that was. St. Louis takes control. That was if take and get had a love child. It was tet. St. Louis in the front. Matthew Caldwell turns it to the near corner. Dallas banging away with a kid. Tries to separate kid from puck. St. Louis, nice pass to the side. Caldwell on it again from the point, and point blank, Caldwell had his angle. He covers. St. Louis another, let's call it 34 shots on goal. They've hit triple digits, and we're only 7 minutes in. 9:16 remaining. We finally have a stoppage. The junior Preds doing a little ritual because they haven't given up a goal yet. They're thanking the gods of hockey. I believe Gordie Howe is who they worship. They just put a puck on the ice, and all of them burn some incense. Draw coming to Caldwell's right. St. Louis right off the draw, takes the shot, goes off Bice, who loses the puck, loses sight of the puck. Bice has it. Nice pick off by Bice. Up the far wall, St. Louis runs him off the puck, sends it back behind Caldwell. Dallas out to Olivas, far wall. Olivas, middle of the ice. Simonet couldn't handle the pass. Man, that went right under his tape. St. Louis has it D to D, far wall. Now they're breaking it out. St. Louis had a pass go under two of their kids' tape. Little bit of rust. Early season rust. St. Louis has played, I think, 5 games so far. They had one weekend tournament. We were supposed to have had one weekend. Steve Byron walks by and again denies the microphone as I hand it out. We have a face-off deep in the St. Louis zone. One of the Preds ought to fake a seizure just so we can enjoy the moment for a few minutes. 8:49 remaining, first period, still no score. St. Louis wins control of the draw. Who's out there? We've got Olivas and Byron. We've got Wagner and Bice and Dallas.